Hola amigos, Hannah from SpeakBetterSpanish here. Today we're going to be talking about how to take an Uber or a DiDi around in Mexico. So here in Mexico, the two primary forms of shared transportation are Uber, which we have in many other parts of the world, and DiDi, which can be also found in other Latin American countries. So let's imagine that you want to take one of these forms of transportation. So you go in the app, you put in the address where you're going, you put in the address where you are now, you put in your payment method, and you wait for the driver to come pick you up. So once you identify the license plate and you check, oh yeah, sure enough, that's the one that's supposed to pick me up. Okay, great. You get in the car. Now what? What are you supposed to say? Should you talk with them? Should you not talk with them? What's assumed? I'm going to take you guys through it. So here's typically what I do when I get into a DiDi. I will get in, I will say Buenos días, Buenas tardes, Buenas noches, whichever one is relevant. It's always a good idea to greet people. It's very traditional in Spanish not to start a conversation with a question or a statement, always to start with greeting someone. Buenos días. And then I'll say, para Hannah. Hannah is how I pronounce my name in Spanish because Hannah does not exist in Mexico. Yes, some people can pronounce it. Totally. But is it way easier for them to pronounce Hannah? Yes. So I get in, I greet them, and I confirm my name to make sure that the ride is for me. They'll say, sí. Usually they'll ask me the address where I'm going. So they'll say, for example, let's just say that I'm going to a park, right? So they'll say, para Parque Fundidora, and I'll say, sí. So I'm confirming the address, and then a lot of times they'll ask me the route. So they might ask something to do with, should I take this avenue and then this avenue as it's indicated on the map, or do you have another preferred route? Because DiDi will suggest a route. So they might say, vamos para por la avenida principal. That's just an example. Are we going down the main street? And then I'll usually say, como usted guste, no hay problema. As you prefer, there's no problem. Like, I don't care how they're going to get there as long as I get there, right? If you do have a preference, you could state that. You could say, no, por Avenida Garzasada, por favor. Down Avenue Garzasada, please. And then when you're about to get out, you might need to give directions, especially, for example, on the street where I live. It's a straight street, and it's kind of hard to tell exactly where does the driver need to park. And if I have the car full of groceries, you know I don't want to be parked far away and have to walk really far with all my groceries, especially if I have to make multiple trips. So I'll usually start to give them directions as we start getting closer. For example, I live on a side street. So as we're starting to get closer and we're driving down the main street, you have to get off on the side street or else it's going to be too late and you're going to have to go a long way around. So I always tell them, en la lateral. That means on the side street, which runs parallel to the main street. That's how we call it here in Mexico, la lateral. Then, as we're getting closer, I'll start to give them kind of landmarks. And so there's always this purple van that is parked right near my house, and it's literally right after the purple van. So I'll say, es justo después de la van morada, because you can see that van coming when you're coming up the side street. So it's right after the purple van. And then as we're getting ready to pass the purple van, I say, acá mero. This is the very Mexican way to say exactly right here, acá mero. You can say aquí mero also. It means literally right here. And then whoop, they pull over, and then I usually thank them. Muchas gracias, que le vaya bien. Muchas gracias, que tenga bonita tarde. Thank you so much. Hope you have a nice afternoon. And so on. Sometimes they'll help me unload my items. So again, muchas gracias. That's it. Well, I hope you guys found this video helpful. I'm thinking about doing more of this type of videos, just like tips and little scenarios of kind of dialogues that we can use as we're traveling around in Mexico or other parts of the Spanish-speaking world. If you found it helpful, feel free to leave me a comment below for other scenarios that might be helpful for you guys. Maybe like checking out at the grocery store, in the restaurant. Let me know what you guys would like. And if you did like this video, be sure to subscribe and stay in the loop for the next one. Gracias amigos. Adios.